he's closer to getting close to your team?
For the first, I want to say I'm really pleased for the game he played, because he's an exceptional person and guy, and I love, I said many times, to work with that kind of people. And of course, he had much minutes in the past. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's important for him, for me as well. Had this a good performance. Of course, still he can improve, because he's having the dynamics that came from, it was completely the opposite. And so stay with us, and with the lack of the players that we have in the squad for now is injured, will be important. Has to be ready.
Was it his choice? He told you he wanted to stay here. Was it ever an option that maybe he would go on loan or anything? Yeah,
we talked with him, the club, maybe the chance to go on loan, because maybe we don't have a lot of minutes here, and he decided, no, I want to stay. More than welcome. As much you are a good guy, and accept everything and stay is one. Honestly, when I finish the transfer window, every player is here. It's part of the family, part of us, and we're going to help.
Pep, just go back to Phil Foden. What does he need to do in your eyes if he's going to play that central midfield role, which he wants really?
With the ball, don't have to improve anything. We have the ball to know exactly when you have mid block or more deeper, have another responsibilities completely different than you play wide. But it's just question of time, because we cannot forget he's so young, but playing inside, having some qualities in his first controls and his dynamic, and especially how attack the last line, that is difficult to find all around the world. Every control he made, he knows exactly where is the goal. And his control, he doesn't need 2 or 3 touches to say, oh, I now have to attack there. He knows exactly. His first reception, right or left, is always a threat. And this is not easy to find, and Phil isn't special with that. But we're in the middle, in the final third, the middle is how you have to defend the goal, and it's just a question of of time. And unfortunately, we don't have much time to training. Sometimes you have to prove it just for idea.
You said time. Does he need to maybe work harder, maybe defensively as well, or?
That's not the point. Phil run a lot. It's not lazy at all. I think it's not bad at that. It's bad to read the situations. And the winger is there when the ball is the opposite side. You go inside. When you are inside, they come for right, left, in front, back, and you have to take more positions. But I would say if he's able to do it with the ball, without the ball is easier. It's a question of time.
Hi Pep. Last season we did not see Julian Alvarez and Haaland start together that much, but this season they've started every game. What has changed? Why are they now playing more together? Last season you said it was because the team found it harder to create chances.
But basically start for one reason. Kalvin is injured, and especially with Gundo left to Barcelona, we need a place to live close to the Erling and have the sense of goal, not just like Erling. When our attacking midfielders live away from Erling, we struggle to score goals, to create chances. And I decided from the beginning with Erling I have to adapt. I don't adapt because I think Julian moved behind the striker perfectly. He loved it. And this is another player have to improve in the simple things, in looseless balls and discontinuity. That is not easy in the position he played because the gaps, the spaces are minor. But having incredible quality and sense to move and his work ethic without the ball and his sense of goal and assist, his impact from the beginning of the season has been huge. And yeah, we are very, very, very pleased.
Just down to Jack, please, if you would.
Just on the, just going back to Kyle Walker, could you, obviously with Gundogan leaving, Mahrez, looked like the port was going to go all summer really. From your point of view, and I know the players said that they wanted him to stay, but from your point of view, could you have afforded to lose that much experience?
It would be a problem. After Gundo at the end, we could not retain him, and Riyad in the last moment, we didn't expect he leaves as well, and lose Bernardo and Kyle had been a big problem. It's not about the success, the quality, the players, the quality skills. You can find quite similar or whatever different ones can help you. But there are something like, is in the locker rooms, that is so difficult to replace. You need time, being here 1 or 2 years, and these guys have a lot of experience in the important moments, in the important games. like you are there, so you know exactly how he's going to respond in the bad moments, how making a step forward to the team or for himself. Would have been a big loss. That's why, as a club, of course, we fought to stay with us.
Have you been, because the way Walker speaks now, he sees himself as a real leader. He's obviously been wearing the captain's armband the last few weeks. Has there been any surprise from you, from the Kyle Walker that you met in 2017 to the one now?
Yeah, of course. Everyone grew up. It's when you arrive, you come from Spurs and the situation is different, arriving step by step at as much, and especially is a player that when he talks, people listen, and it's not this difficult to find that, and especially everyone making mistakes, but he has incredible heart. He's a really nice guy, really nice. Always try to help, and always when a player is injured, always call him. I was at home and he called me twice. How you feel, Pep? And always take care a lot of players, a lot of staff, backroom staff, and this counts a lot in a group of people. So the people say, how good the players are, how good they are. The reason why we have a lot of success because they have the quality of a human beings that we have, and they have a lot. They have competitors, but at the same time, it's not selfish enough. They're generous and therefore understand the situations, and this is the reason why.
Just a quick, is he getting your vote then? Are you voting for him?
No, I don't vote.
Have you not?
Never. It belongs to the players, not to me. What they decide, I'm fine.
Hi, Pep. You've added 4 players in this summer window, Guardiola, Nunes, Doku and Kovacic. They all had something a bit different. You've seen some key players leave. Do you feel like this level of change, this type of change is good after kind of winning?
We have to wait. I don't wanna. We're going to help them. We talk a lot with them, and the short time we have, and they have time. So not for all the players that arrived. First season we arrived. Bernardo didn't play much, and now it's irreplaceable for us. So the question of time that Jeremy and Matteo knows the Premier League better, and Matteo as well. So it's a question of time to adapt. But they will adapt. So. And then they have time. They have time. We have time to wait.
Last couple of guys will go Sam and then Mikel, please.
Hi Pep. Just on Kyle again, do you feel like you can demand more from him as one of the senior players now? Like maybe some of the stuff you say about him publicly, do you feel like you can be more critical sometimes if he needs it because he can take it? Is that the kind of relationship you've got where you know that exactly what you can get from him and
Kyle, since the day one we had a relationship, because I know his character is there, but always accept everything, always try to listen, and as much Kyle is focused and settled and happen live, family life, and that. It's incredible. It's incredible player, but you have to be. When it happens, it's not a problem, and in 7 years there are highs and lows, so we cannot expect all the time being perfect. So it's not a problem, but all the time is. What we've seen since last year in the last part of the season, especially this season, every training session is incredible focus. Every game is focused. You make mistakes. It's part of football. I make a detail. I was at home, a game in Sheffield. They make a wrong decision when they equalize, but right after they equalize, the next 2 actions came from Kyle in the byline, and we scored a goal. And oh God, that means what is a top player. So forget what happened. I said, okay, I'm going to win the game and go there, attack there in action, right the final third, 1 attractions. Julian shoot over the post and the target, and after one action, so Rodri score. So that defines the big players. When the good moment, forget it and do it there. And I think Kyle has become anyone here. No doubt that he's much better player than 7 years ago when he arrived. That is clear.
Are we right in saying that before you went to Japan, that's when he said he was thinking of going to Bayern? What was your reaction then? And then what was your reaction when he told you he was actually going to stay? When he first told you he was going, like what?
Well, when Bayern Munich called you, it's a big opportunity. So it's no doubt about that. So. Always, I have 29, 30 years old. I want to have an experience in another country I was not born. So always I think, I had that feeling that you know, that I want to make last years in this experience. And when you have to respect it, you know, at the same time, it's not the end of contract of like Gundo have 1 or 2 more years, Bayern Munich has to call in, and in that process, we did our job to try to convince him to stay and the benefits to stay. And I promise you, it was not just me, the club was, but especially never see something his mates. So make a lot of meetings, said, Kyle, you cannot leave. And I think he felt how much is in love, or beloved, for everyone, and at the end he decided to stay.
Last one there, please, guys.
Hello, Pep, and welcome back. Haaland's obsession of details for recovery is well known. Latest now is the mouth taping to make better sleep and breathing. What do you think about the way he takes care of himself, and is he unique in that way in your squad?
Well, I would say to the rest of the mates to make this treatment, and every player is going to score 50 goals. So, guys, we're going to win the treble again this season. That's for sure. The reason why is that we are lucky.
In terms of recovery, how has things in that way changed from when you played for Barcelona until now?
A lot of difference. Amount of physios, amount of doctors, amount of everything, and amount of games there are much more. And Erling does what every single professional player has to do. Rest a lot. Sleep is the most important recovery part, and after eat well, spend time here, not just the 45 minutes when I would train, spend time here with the people is the only way. Today in the modern football is the only way. And it's good, he'll learn it at his early ages, because now it's already in his body and his mindset, and that helps a lot. Sometimes you realize when you have 29, 30 years old, maybe, you know, change a routine is not easy. And I think he lives 24 hours for his job, and that's why, for example, in Dortmund, unfortunately for Dortmund or for him, the last year could not play much since arrived. He's playing quite regularly, and because take care of himself really, really well.
Is that even more important now with Gundogan out, Kevin injured, that he takes even more care of himself?
Who?
Erling?
No. Because Gundo is out, is not here, and Kevin is injured. Why should do something extra special for that? Everyone has to do the best for himself, and as much as you do the best for himself, you will do the best for the team. So there's no doubt about that. So we cannot be a guard to say, I have to do it. At the end, they have to know it. Because otherwise, they don't do it, they will get injured, they will not play. And you want to stay as much longer as possible in this business, in the big clubs to play, you have to take care of yourself. For yourself, you know exactly what you have to do. And as I said, as a young player that can do that, that is good.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.